entire offseason, entire regular season, building to this moment, this opportunity going into the series against UNLV. What's your mindset for your team this week?
Well, I think, obviously you can't run away from the elephant in the room. We were in the same situation last year, but, we're trying to stay in our same routine. It's a 3-game series. We need to come out and play our game, We were in the same situation last year and didn't come up on the, the right side. And I think for us, those kids have learned from that experience. So, we're just taking it day by day and pitch by pitch.
What do you feel that your team has learned from that experience and being in that same exact experience? What have they learned and how can they use that this weekend?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we've been trying to emphasize this year is the game within the game. So instead of really focusing on the outcome and I have to do this, I have to get a hit, I have to strike this kid out, is working on the little things that lead to great things in a game, So leadoff outs, quality at bats, moving runners, those types of things. And we have that goal chart that we've talked about before of little goals within the game that when we concentrate on those, the result usually is what we want it to be.
Your team's playing some of its best softball, if not its best softball of the season at the time late in the year that you want to be playing it. What have you noticed about how the team's been able to be so consistent?
I think, it comes with experience. I think it comes with your leadership. I think Taylor Green and Brenna Moss have done a great job of being our captains this year. And I think it's you embracing this challenge versus running from it. And, last year I wouldn't say that we necessarily ran from it, but we weren't out and embracing it. We were hiding from it, And I think this year, especially with those two really kind of setting the tone, we're really embracing where we're at.
Where you're at is an opportunity to win a championship that you talk about from day one, whenever you first meet a recruit to when they get here.
Right.
What does that mean to the team of being able to accomplish something like that as a unit?
Well, I think we don't know yet.
No, you don't know yet, but
yeah, I think it would be something that would be huge for us in our program and the direction that we're trying to go. I think. For us, and we've said this a lot of times, worrying about us, worrying about what we're doing, how we're doing things, staying within our bubble, and that's something that I've really hit home with our players this year of just stay in our bubble, stay within us, it's about us, it's about us. And I think, they've done a good job of that, and I think as the season has progressed, they've done a better job of really honing in and making that bubble very tight, and not letting any distraction, any noise outside of that bubble affect them. So I think, we continue to do that we're going to be very happy on Saturday, and, that ride home, that bus ride home will feel much better.
Well, you have a lot of veterans that have stepped up throughout the year, and experienced players. One of your, not as experienced players, but still somebody that's been in the program for a little while, is Kiara Willis. Talk about her development and what she adds to the team from that cleanup spot. Such an important role for her.
Yeah, that kid is special. I love watching her play. She gives her heart and soul to the team. She's somebody that, for her, she loves that moment. She lives for that moment. She wants to do the best for her team, and I think for her, it's her controlling her emotions in that time. For her, she'll get really, upset at herself, or she'll get down because she wants it so bad. And she's done, I think, a great job this year of enjoying the moment and really breathing through it and taking it as it was any other moment. And I think you can see that in her numbers. Her RBI producing numbers are just tremendous compared to just last year. And she's just somebody that we're lucky to have. She's only a sophomore in our program, and she just works. She's a worker. She comes out. Today she's out here early, getting some extra reps, and I think that's what makes her so special.
Throughout the season, we talked about what Jill Compton has been able to do in the circle. Been so consistent, so steady over these last few weeks. How does she use that and finish the season, continuing to go on that upward trajectory?
I think, Jill, she had a lot of bumps throughout the way in her freshman year, her sophomore year, and she's getting it. As a coach, when you look at a player, there's moments when you're like, she's getting it, she's got it, it's clicking, and I think right now she's in that moment where she's getting it. She's understanding this process. She's been here now 3 times, She's been our ace and she stepped foot on campus. And so she's taken a whole different look at this situation and kind of where we're at compared to what she did the last 2 years.
And your team's growth, your team's development, what is the one thing that really sticks out of something that you feel like you're in a better place than you were at different points in the season and at different points in the first couple of seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, before conference started, offensively, we were very loose up to bat, swinging, taking our hats early in the count. And conference started, and we kind of hit a little lull, you know, and I think the last probably two and a half weekends, I've started to see that Bulldog team reemerge, which has been exciting. I think that this team as a unit, they work well together. Their communication is much stronger this year than it was any other year, and that's something that we focused on. Was one of our goals going into this year, is that when we're out on defense, be loud, talk the game, because the game will slow down if you talk the game. If you go through the situations in your head. Hey, I got you at second base, ball hit at you, line drive, I'm going here. Hit in the air, we're going here. So when you hear that chatter on the field, you know that they're locked in, ready to go. It's not, oh hey, here we go, all right, like that doesn't mean anything. You're not learning anything. And so they're doing a much better job of talking the game when they're out there. And I think also in the dugout, the team has bought into our goals that they set. So whether that is moving runners, putting bunts down, hitting a ground ball, getting the ball in the grass when we need a sacrifice fly, very, very unselfish at bats. And I think, hopefully we'll continue that direction, and, we'll be sitting in a place where we want to be sitting on Saturday.
And lastly, when we look at UNLV, what are some of those challenges that you face in going up against a strong squad that can knock off anybody?
Yeah, UNLV's scary. UNLV can swing it. I mean, they've done a great job. Their leadoff kid, Gary, I believe is her name, Blondo, has had a phenomenal year. She's a special player. I think, anytime that you go into this situation, they have nothing to lose and we have anything but to lose, right? And so, Coach Dodd does a great job. Her pitchers hit spots, They play pretty good defense behind them, but they can swing it. So at any point in time, they can get back into a game. And they've done that. You've seen some of their games where they've put up 12 runs, 15 runs. So they're used to, those types of games. And I think, as a coach, that never makes you feel warm and fuzzy at night, And so I think if Jill goes out and Hannah has a good, series, we're going to be fine. But we've got to make sure that we're aggressive up to bat and kind of match their intensity. Thank you.